Hi, Freya's mum here. Oh, it's too hot to wear my usual dressing gown. Whew, I'm sweating on my sweat. Anyway, the first time I made this little guy was actually for a friend's baby. But she was the one that inspired it. 2 days before going into labour, she launched a business called Gerona's Gift. What's Gerona's Gift? Well, it's this gorgeous little sunflower you can buy when you're trying to reach a goal. It's like a motivational tool. So each time you advance towards your goal, you put a little petal in your sunflower. And then when you finally reach your goal, you've got a keepsake to celebrate it. So I wanted to make a keepsake for little baby Zena. Mwah! And I hope it's a nice keepsake for the little bubba that you make it for too. Actually, I kind of want to know if a sunflower is a good present for a baby. So why not leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Let's get started! Going to start by making the stem, which wraps around the ring. Then we'll make the centerpiece of the flower, starting with green, then brown, and then we'll add the petals and sew them together. We're using a 3mm crochet hook with your 8-ply or DK acrylic. You'll need a wooden ring. Mine's a curtain ring. It works great. Yeah, something to stuff it with, scissors, needle, the usual stuff. To make the stem, we're going to make a little green rectangle using single crochets. So let's start with our slip knot. And we're going to chain 11. Oh, how many is that? I've lost count. Right, once we've done our chains, we can start single crocheting, and we're going to do 10 single crochets back down the chain. Right, I'm on to the last one. Let's get ready to do that again. How about we chain one and turn first? Let's do 10 single crochets again for a total of 10 rows. Don't forget to chain one and turn in between each row, and don't fasten off when you get to the end. You should have a little green rectangle just like this. And now I'll show you how to attach it to the ring. Wrap it around the ring so you'll be able to single crochet the two ends together. We want to work the single crochets into the front loop of the previous single crochets and also into the starting chain. Just going to sneak in a chain one and turn first. So we're working into the front loop there of the row we just finished, and now finding that first chain from our starting row. Oh, bit tricky. I got there in the end. Okay, and drawing up a loop, doing our first single crochet, making sure we match up the single crochets and the chains till we've got 10. Once you've completed the last single crochet, you can cut the yarn, but leave a really long tail, something we can use to sew the flower on once we've made that. Probably about 30 centimeters or 12 inches. We can put the stem to one side now, and let's get ready to make the flower. We'll start with green and work a magic ring. The centerpiece of the flower will actually be worked in amigurumi style, so a spiral essentially. We're just going to keep working stitches around and around. No joins or slip stitches or anything like that. Let's do 6 single crochets into the magic ring. let's go ahead and tighten that center circle. For round 2, we're going to work 2 single crochets into each stitch, so increasing in each stitch to end up with a total of 12. I like to put my stitch markers in the first stitch of each round just to track what I'm doing. It was very hot and humid in Melbourne when I filmed this, so everything kept sticking. Also, it should be tight. Once you've got your 12 stitches, we'll move on to round 3. For round 3, we're going to do our increase in the first stitch and then a single crochet and repeat that all the way around until we have 18 stitches. Oh, I went a bit New Zealand there, didn't I? That's okay. We're actually going to be working increases until we have 36 rows, so that's 6 increases per row. I like to stagger my increases, it makes a much nicer circle, so you may notice a different sort of count when we get to round 4. Round 4 is worked as single crochet, increase, single crochet all the way around. We are actually doing 2 single crochets between each increase, however we're starting and ending with a single crochet, rather than starting with 2 single crochets and ending with a decrease or vice versa. I solemnly do swear that I will try and work in the middle of the screen next time. Okay. It's tricky to film and crochet. Okay, round 5. We're still increasing. Let's do 3 single crochets followed by an increase all the way around till we get 30 stitches. Okay, last increase round, round 6. Again, we're going to stagger the increases, so let's do 2 single crochets, increase, 2 single crochets all the way around, ending with 36 stitches.
Please do my mum a comment.
Oh, thank you, my darling. That's my Freya. Yes, please do. I really want to know how much detail you like in these kind of tutorials. Do you like to see every single stitch? Do you like to see just one little example of what's going on? Do you like fast forward moments? What floats your boat? Okay, no counting required for the next few rounds. They're all just going to be straight single crochets for a bit. So rounds 7 and 8, sticking with your green, go around 36 stitches. Okay, when we get to the final stitch of round 8, we're just going to do a simple colour change to brown by adding in the brown when we finish off the stitch. I hope you can see. Maybe not. Okay, and then continue working around 36 stitches for round 9. No counting required for round 10 either, but we do need to work our 36 single crochets into the back loop only. The remaining front loops are where we're actually going to be putting our petals. After round 10, we'll go back to working into our stitches as normal. Round 11 is the first of our decrease rounds. We're going to start to shrink that hole now. What? Okay, so round 11, 2 single crochets, a decrease, then 2 single crochets all the way around, back down to 30 stitches. Continuing to decrease in round 12, we're going to do 3 single crochets followed by a decrease all the way around till we get down to 24. Make sure your decreases are invisible decreases. If you don't know how to do that, there's a link in my description below. A little video of how to do an invisible decrease when working single crochets. Depending on the size of your rattle insert, it might be a good time to pop it in now, before the hole gets too small. I didn't have one, so I just stuffed it. Okay, still decreasing, round 13. Single crochet, decrease, single crochet all the way around till you have 18 stitches. If you haven't already, let's start popping some of that stuffing in. You don't want to stuff it too firmly, just enough to keep its shape. Moving on to round 14, let's do decrease, single crochet all the way around till we get down to 12 stitches. Okay, last chance to fit any more stuffing in. But remember, not too much, just enough to keep its shape. Final decrease round! Yay! Round 15, decrease all the way around 6 times till you get 6 stitches. Now cut the yarn, leaving enough to pull it through, close up the hole and weave in the ends. To close the hole, use your needle of choice and insert it in the front loop only from the back to the front through all 6 loops. Then you can pull that sucker closed. Draw the yarn through the center of the circle to start weaving in that end and hiding it inside. Oh my goodness, we're up to the petals! With the brown side facing you, insert your hook through the front loops of round 10 to attach the yellow. Hey, I'm working on some vlogs at the moment, so if you think that's something you'd be into, why not subscribe to my channel? To attach the yellow, all I've done is draw it up, and then I'm going to secure it with a chain before I start my first stitch. All the stitches to create each petal will actually be worked into a single loop. We start with a single crochet, then chain 2, a treble crochet, chain 3 at the top of the treble, and then slip stitch in the third stitch from the hook to make the little point of each petal. Do another treble, chain 3 again, this time slip stitch it back into the loop. And that's the first petal done. We just want to add a chain between each petal though. To start the next petal, skip one of the loops and then go straight into a single crochet, doing the whole sequence again. Continue working around, skipping one loop and adding a chain in between until you've got 18 petals. When you get to the final petal, do that last chain, then cut the yarn and pull it through. I then like to use my needle to attach the last petal to the first petal at the base, before weaving in the ends at the back. Weave in both ends and then I'll show you how to sew the flower to the stem. Start by threading through the last stitch worked on the stem from the back. We want the stem to sit centered horizontally but just below center vertically. Once you've determined your placement, insert your needle to the right of the 5th stitch from the center. Available stitch of the stem, and then the next available stitch on the flower. Continue working like this until you've done all 10 stitches of the stem. After sewing through the final stitch of the flower, I like to work back through the stem. I think I added a cheeky little knot here too. And then I hid my end inside the flower, and I think I weaved the other end into the stem itself. And voila! You've got yourself a sunflower!